Welcome to the monthly Patron Hangout, where I spend a little bit of time with our wonderful patrons who, have any questions, want to talk about some stuff. It's really awesome time. But before we get started on this, I have a little bit of a rant because I am very hungry right now, and now I have no food. And all of this is because I tried using one of those food share apps or those food ride share apps or whatever, the food delivery share apps, and now it went nuts. Okay, I understand. The snow sucks out there. I apologize for ordering food in bad weather, but communication, guys. So I am very hungry right now. And this is where we spend a little bit of time with our patrons. If you want to join in on the Patron Hangout, check us out at patreon.com/marriedwithclicks. Also, feel free to check out a super chat. Drop us one of those, and we will happily answer your questions in the chat. I'm going to pop out that chat, as a matter of fact. But in the meantime, we are here. We are live. I forgot to get all of my drinks, so I'm going to ask my lovely wife to do it while Mike asks me our first question.
Alrighty. I am certainly glad to be here for just about every patron hangout. Number 50. I am so glad that this has lasted so long. Thank you, Jason. I'm so happy to be a part of this. I keep the streak going alive here, and of course, as always, my page is here written out with the first questions or so. So I'm here in Parts Unknown, here in my room here. And I would like to know, because since, it's not going to be the first question I'll start out with. I want to start off with the first question because it's so fresh on my mind. I just came back not too long ago from my Sunday tournament here. It was a Valentine's Day type tournament and everything, but that doesn't that doesn't matter. But anyway, my question is, how do you? Hopefully I got the term right. How do you combat parking? And by parking, I mean that you have some enhancement pieces there on the team, and I was playing up against. In the third round, I found that the guy that brought in a AAA, he brought in this POG type team. Like I'll talk to you later about maybe off screen and stuff like that about the actual thing. But he had a Triple H and that other guy, the Thomas guy from the new DC set, or the most recent DC set. He's the sidekick that used to be known as the Signal or something like that. Thomas something or other. Anyway, and so he literally parks them in the last row in the far off corner of the map, and he knows that all he has to do is generate pogs, and I can't get through. I'm wasting my turns trying to blast through these pog generators, and I still can't get to these buffers in the back there. So I didn't complain too much to the judge, but I wanted to know, is there a strategy and on get to these is that even a fair way to play a game? This is a fun game. This is supposed to be just a fun, hey, this is Valentine's Day themed tournament and everything. Let's say everybody have a good time. And he's making this build, ridiculous build, to put these two. Duke Thomas, thank you. How do you combat parking.
Well, the good solution to solid, obnoxious parking.
You're muted.
I am muted, aren't I? I'm muted to you guys, but I'm not
You're
muted to
muted,
everybody
Jay.
out there. They can all hear me. You guys can't, and that's no good to you guys.
Okay.
The best solution to what's the word I'm looking for? To obnoxious parking is a good snuggling. You have to get in their face. It's really the only option you can do. Aside from that, I understand it's always hard to deal with teams that are playing above the level that the tournament is supposed to be. You know, like I just got out of a WKO and I was expecting everybody to bring the big hammers, the big rocket launchers, the shotguns, everything just to blow everything up out of the water, designed to kill everybody very quickly. With the most efficiency, or not die and kill as little as possible. That's kind of what we deal with on the high competitive level. And then what you run into is you go to a local tournament and somebody brings that, and everybody is kind of playing their favorite characters. And it's here comes the hard balance to maintain. It's you're in a public setting and people kind of want to play what they want to play, and it's very difficult to tell somebody, yeah, you can't play that. That is way above what we were expecting this to be. And as a result, sorry, I'm like a big, stupid, dumb professional, left my phone on. Maybe I was hoping it was going to be my food. You're going to run into this. In our local venue at Dolly's, we have a younger man who does really, really want to try very hard. And I can't tell him no. And we can't tell him no. And the frustration is real when it's like, oh man, this team is so much better than anything I would have thought to bring to this local event. And it's the biggest war between players who play in the public settings of stores. At the kitchen table, it's a little easier to stymie. Like, guys, leave the equipment at home. Leave the resources at home. Don't over-strategize. Pick a keyword. Go with the keyword. See what happens. And then what ends up, if what ends up happening is that keyword was really strong, we find the pieces that were obnoxious and say, hey, maybe leave those home next time or use them with something different completely, It's really hard to kind of limit and tell everybody, hey, don't do that. So aside from that, your best option when you're stuck in a situation where the team that you're playing against feels like it's like they hit the gas pedal while at the same time, maybe you're playing a little above the tournament level. The unfortunate fact is you kind of get stuck grinning and bearing it and kind of make your own fun. And I don't want to say, hey, you're stuck making your own fun, but I do try to put value in a casual tournament in personal win conditions. Hey, this guy brought Faust. All right, can I kill Faust if he only annoys me less than a certain number of times? Or how quickly can I kill Faust? Or it's time to find out if my opponent knows how many clicks of life he has as I deal 5 damage to him. You gotta. It's hard because you want to make a game of it yourself as well. And you have to identify when you're going to go into it. So the second you identify that the team may be a little above the level of the tournament, you have to step back and go, okay, what am I going to do that's good for a smile? And what's gonna be that, oh my god, I did it moment, or that, yes, I can't believe I pulled that off moment. And I think that's the best you can do in that situation, because the hardest thing is telling somebody they can't play the way they want to play when you are playing the way you want to play. It's very difficult, and sometimes you just got to chalk up a round as a loss. You can have a light discussion with the judge and be like, hey, is there something we could do to stop stuff like this? Because as a judge, if you really want to say to your players, I don't want you bringing these things, you just put it in the tournament format where, when they list the tournament on the win, 500 points, I would say no resources, no equipment, no ID cards, And then even then, if I push that, people will still find ways to go to a certain extreme. I've been answering and talking about this particular topic as long as HeroClix has existed, before I had a YouTube channel, before HeroClix had cards. This has been a topic of discussion in this game, and it is an impossible answer. It's the same thing with the quote-unquote social contract in Magic and Commander. At some point, you're going to have to build something that has some gas behind it and play each other. And like while the social contract exists, if it's a regular group of players, it's easier to deal with. It's an irregular group of players, it is impossible. So your choices then become: am I part of the problem, or is my solution to make sure I know how to have fun in this game without necessarily winning? And sometimes an opponent can suck the fun out of it, so you got to find those ways to have your own fun. I've come across teams where it's like, wow, this is a like 200 points plus the team that won Worlds. Let's see what I could do with the pogs that he keeps generating, or something like that. Just do your best and try to find a way to have fun. Because do remember, this is a game, right? And part of a game is really trying to have as much fun as we possibly can, in spite of what other players might, not be able to bring to the table. I mean, and I know Azrith might have a jump in, or if he just wants to hang out, you can hang too. Just ignore me or whatever if you have a thought on it, because I saw you sneak in there, but I also know you didn't have questions.
Yeah, I did sneak in. So, I mean, my opinion on that, because that's actually something that I deal with at my locals all the time, is like how to deal with people bringing stuff above kind of what the playing field is ready for. It's basically the gentleman's agreement of just don't be a jerk. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what we do. And if you're one of those players that is far more experienced than the other players, or just have a higher level of skill and a larger collection, put restraints on yourself. To be like, I'm not going to use this piece, or I'm going to, like, the one team I built is like, my team has no prob or perplex. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's the best advice I have for that kind of stuff, because a lot of like my locals hate playing against me because, one, I've got a higher skill level than them, and I generally take a piece that I've been wanting to play and I build around that team, and it's like, well, I know how to do that really well. So,
and to kind of add to that, nothing feels better than watching that guy come in with that team and being the guy that's like, oh, you thought you were going to win with that. And doing something really stupid to them with something really stupid.
It's true.
And a good example of this is 1 year before Canadian Nationals, at our store, we actually turned around and said, hey, everybody who's going to Canadian Nationals, we are going to have a meta practice tournament format where we're all going to bring the teams that we plan on bringing to HeroClix Nationals and the Canadian Nationals, except for me. I brought a couple hand ninjas, the Prime Hobgoblin, the one that had the pulse wave, and the Kingpin that could like outwit through other Hydra characters. Long or short of it, I went 2-1 in that tournament against other people's like try-hard teams, and there is a point where skill does factor in. Now, of course, like he said, sometimes that guy is you, and you do have to curb yourself. And I am big time self-curbing. I have been playing Belphegor every chance I get.
He's so bad.
And yet, I have won so many games with him. All that aside, Challenger, if you're a good player and you know you're good and you're playing a local weekly event, that is your place to challenge yourself. I'm going to play dumb figure A, and I'm going to see if I can make it work. Try to make the stupid stuff work on a weekly. WKOs, rocks, bring the gas. I don't care. But you're playing in a weekly, take pedal off the metal and try something stupid. Go as stupid as possible. Take we all want to play a 10-point Proteus. Play 100. I don't know how many point levels are, but play the higher levels of Proteus and see how you do with that. That's the point of all of this stuff. We have all of this stuff. Play with all of this stuff. Have fun with all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
The only other thing I can think of as well is something that we started doing in our locals is we have a list of house rules. Mm-hmm. To where like you can't play more than one Colossal Retaliator. Uh-huh. You can't play more than one ID card. You can't have more than one equipment unless it's a signature equipment. And we ban resources.
I am of the mind, and I agree with that, but I also agree with that as a last resource. or resort. Like, if you have tried a lot of times to get your players to just dial it down and they just refuse or they find a way around it, then yeah, you might have to talk to your judge about resorting to house rules. I like to think of it as a last resort. I'm not against them, but I like to feel that there's hope for players. You know,
Yeah, it also is very dependent on like your player base, because we have a lot of like younger players and newer players who don't have a lot of like some of the more powerful stuff. So our tournament organizer judge tried to kind of curb the more experienced, higher collection players to kind of bring them all in line with each other with the house rules. That's why I don't get to practice 300 Modern in person.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. So yeah, those are kind of your options on it. Talk to the players. Tell them if they're, you guys know you're good. Try something new. Try something weird. Try something obscure. Tell them, challenge them, or tell them to challenge themselves. That's kind of the best bet I get. Only if you have stubborn people do you have to resort to the extreme of house rules. And I hope it doesn't come to that. I hope you can get the gentleman's agreement. But the social contract, it's a thing of non-existence. All right, Dave. I have yammered on about the idea of putting the gas.
I will return to the topic of Triple H.
Triple H, the game.
Triple H plus Steve Rogers making Triple H an Avenger on a team full of Medusas. Every single character and hair. Or do the hairs get empower? No, because they don't have the keyword. But generally 3 empowers on every attack. And yeah, I came up with a way to really slow it down, maybe beat it, and that is my Untamed Weirdness team.
I like the idea behind it, don't get me wrong. The idea of +3 damage. My big problem is, where am I getting attacks from? Because that's my challenge in my life. Which, came up, not against you necessarily today, but came up today a lot. Where, like, my 2 losses, there was a lot of missed attacks. Even with probability control, I was just not able to get around. And that would be my thing with that team. Where it's like, well, I have to deal with 8 attacks. I got 18 defenses. I got so many attacks. What's the worst I got? Okay, well, apparently I can miss. All right, awesome. Thanks, guys. I love the idea, though. Triple H is... I've been looking at Triple H's Empower for a while now, where you can just... That's like everybody who shares a keyword with him gets Empower, correct?
As long as it's not the WWE keyword.
Yeah.
Any other keyword, which includes politician, if you want to give Empower to Perez Ricard. Yeah. That includes assassin. I think there's other characters with authority me today. Golden Age.
What's that?
I think there's non-WWE characters in Golden Age with the authority keyword.
I think there's the authority, though. Well, let's check. Let's just click this on HC Realms.
Yeah, we're good. As we all go to HC Realms.
Yeah, the Flash set authority has the authority keyword. And guess what? It's not a generic keyword, guys. There it is, Golden Age, right there. This is everybody who's been trying to make Doctor and Jack Hawksmoor and Midnighter and Swift, Jenny Quantum, the Engineer and Jenny Sparks work. Here it is, right there. Actually, I know Tom really got Jenny Sparks working at one point Canadian Nationals. It was a really good team. It was a good year to have that, too.
I mean, I think hired flunkies might work with it as well, if you're willing to risk a pog team.
Thugs.
Thugs. Hired flunky? Is that the fuck?
I think that's the right one.
Yeah, no, but I think I missed.
No, hired flunky is the bystander that generates from the EarthX.
Yeah, and they gain the keywords of all friendly characters with the Underworld team ability. So, if you've got, there's a lot of Underworld assassins.
Guys,
too.
This is the team I was just talking about.
Oh, this? I use energy explode this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I didn't have any energy explosion with my Avengers.
Yeah. I mean, I again, this is the kind of stupid thing I would play. So, but yeah, I mean, Pog teams are a thing. Stupid people with no hair and gray beards play them. Empower is such a cool power, and I've made as much effective use of it as I possibly can, but it is also stymied by the ability to hit. So make sure you're finding ways to figure out the connection with them. Your team has Steve Rogers, so you got perplexed there. It's just something. Somebody was jumping in there.
Saying the only thing worse than Pog teams are Pog teams with barrier.
Hey.
I'm looking at you, Earth X Iron Man.
That was my Worlds team, and I was the only one playing.
I know it was. That team got better with Captain America and the Avengers.
I know.
I sent you the build.
I know. Believe me, I know. I have been looking. I'm looking at Robots Revisited. That's for sure. I will. I guarantee it's an idea that I'm floating around, especially even in a in this post ID card world that we're looking forward to, hopefully at some point. I mean, we keep saying ID cards are going to disappear and then they find their way back into the game. But they did it with X-Men. It's like, guys, we just got rid of these things.
I think it will actually be gone this time. I don't think WizKids is too happy with it as far as like from their point of view.
Yeah.
And I think it's very clear the players of a majority don't like them either.
I mean, I'm definitely bored of it. That's for sure. And
like it was a cool mechanic when it first started. Now it's just meh.
Yeah, I mean, and it was that whole thing where it became the requirement as well, because when they introduced them at the same time as Colossal Retaliation, then it was like, oh, well, I need the ID card to make sure I have a guy who's going to make an attack that isn't going to stick around so that I don't get Colossal Retaliated on.
Yeah.
And then I always made, like, my early days of Colossal Retaliation teams were dependent on making bystander tokens, and then the bystander tokens would get hit, and then I punished them with a Retaliator. And that seemed innocent enough at the time, and I look back on it, it's like, yeah, that might have sucked.
Now, if we do get rid of the ID cards with rotation, a lot of the Retaliators go. Tri-Sentinel also needs to be early retired.
Yeah, he could probably use a quick nap.
Because the ones from X-Men and on are actually a lot more fair.
Yes,
because they have restrictions to them.
Yep. Something like that came up recently, because somebody had placed a character.
Probably got carried.
And then it was via TK.
Oh yeah.
Then they tried to use an X-Men character as Colossal Retaliation. I was like, you can't do that.
Cannot do that.
No, that don't do. So, be aware of that, folks.
I also like looking at like Atlas and then the Thing. It's like they're putting more and more stipulations on these Colossal Retaliations.
Yeah.
So it's like you can still have the mechanic, but you just can't make them busted.
Yeah. They found a way to curb it, I think, in a reasonable enough way. And I feel like there's a future for it, for sure. But it's definitely, as part of it, it's no longer sitting in your back area hovering over the board as this big reminder that when you attack, you're about to die. It's now going to be a reminder of maybe while this guy's moving up, I should be paying attention. So.
Yeah. We got off topic from that Triple H Avengers team.
You ever not seen this show go? Have you watched the Patron Hangouts?
It's true. But I did see that list floating around of the Triple H giving all the Medusas in power and Hair's hitting you for 6, and I'm like, that just seems stupid.
Yeah, I mean, and then, Dave, do take that as a reminder that even though you're not necessarily the first one to come up with it, it's.
Oh no, this wasn't me.
Oh, okay.
This was somebody who was kicking my ass with it.
Ah, was this today?
Yeah.
No, it's online recently. Like, I play online a lot. So.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, because I know we had just played today, and I was just thinking to myself, like, who was playing that? Why did I not play a game? It seems to be back. It seems to be back. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. OBS decided to disconnect, and I guess my internet had a little bit of a... So, we're back.
Ooh, I actually do have a question for you, Jason.
Oh, you do?
What are your thoughts on dice manipulation, and is it getting out of hand? Because they seem to keep making more of it.
And I'm assuming we're talking about beyond probability control.
Yeah, I'm talking like Q, Traylon, and
Deadpool
some other ones that they're putting out.
Yeah. Or Duckpool, or however you want to call
it. Deadpool the Duck, yeah.
I was a fan of it when it was Mr. Mix's Pitlick, and it was in the same kind of bundle as probability control was.
When it could be probbed after the replacement.
Exactly. So you could either use it to force a prob, or they have prob to get to the hit, and then you look at them and go, that's all your probs, right? I got bad news for you. That's a critical miss now. Now I hate it. I hate it so much.
I concur.
Because, and it came up in a game I was playing, where my opponent, like, I looked at that, and I looked at a dice roll, and it was a hit, and I was actually considering the prob, and they were quick to be like, I know you're gonna replace it if I leave this dice roll. Give me a second. And yes, I am absolutely not a fan of the way it works right now. I think we need to go back to it being in the same pool as probability control myself. Or they got to stop making it. Either or. I'm whatever. I do like the dead duck.
It's very restrictive.
It's super restrictive. Like, you can take a die and say that's a 2 or that's a 5. And if you use precision, like, if my understanding of it is somehow correct or incorrect, where, like, you could use it to get your super sense roll, the way I'm seeing it, as well, if I'm wrong, this will date itself. But at the same time, it's like, if I use precision strike, well, that 5 is worthless to you because it's not a 6. So that restriction on it, I'm cool with. The Q level of disgusting that it can get, or the Trelane level, like, because again, my big issue is the timing on it. It should not be the last thing. If anything, it should be before probs, if you really want to balance it out. But then, people who spent $300 on Q will hate me for that suggestion.
My moral victory of the day was killing Q.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. Yeah, so long and the short of it, I'm not a huge fan of the way it works right now. I'm cool with the mechanic, but they got to do something about it that just makes it less busted right now.
Yeah, I agree. Especially because, like, yeah, we're going to lose Trelane at the next rotation, but we still have Q, Deadpool.
We still have 2 Qs in Dead Duck Pool.
2 Qs, Dead Duck, and Mirror Jean-Luc Picard.
Oh, God. I didn't even think about him.
If he hits a leader, his is conditional on him hitting a leadership.
Oh, okay.
But he then can replace any dice. If I remember the wording on his power correctly.
Yeah, I wonder if I have that. But yeah, I mean, I don't see Picard being a problem.
Probably not. He's not that good.
No. Is it leadership? When he uses it and there's no D6 on this card, you may replace a D6 result on this card. When a character within range rolls an attack roll or rolls for Blades, Claws, Fangs, or leadership, you may remove the D6 from this card and replace a die in the roll with it.
Oh, so he doesn't even need to successfully hit the leadership.
No, he doesn't even have to be good with leadership. It's like, shame about that Blades roll, bud.
Ugh.
Oh my God. Oh, it's such a nightmare. Everything about that. It's the Blades and leadership that scares me with it too, because there was a couple turns in today's tournament where I looked at it and I said, man, if this leadership goes off, I'm winning. Like, there have been leadership rolls where I've looked at a gun, I can win with this leadership roll right here. So having a pocket leadership can be scary sometimes. Yeah. All right, Mike, we cut you off.
All right, guys. So were you seriously at my tournament this week? You guys have been coming up with the same issues that I've had today as well. As I ran into a Q replacement die like that, and I couldn't prob it afterwards and stuff like that, and just it was a really big headache.
That sounds like you were at a. Are you sure you weren't at a WKO? Because that's what we're talking about when I talked to me and Dave. What we're dealing with today.
Yeah. I'm just as frustrated as you guys are, unfortunately. But I do want to ask you, and the next question here is it too early to, speaking of the WKOs, is it still too early to talk about some the results of the most recent WKO? I've seen some of the photos you guys have posted up. And I want to say congrats to Tom. Way to go. I'm proud of you, big guy. Congratulations. The question is, what have we learned from the what was that? New York WKO or?
Yeah.
Oh, I can tell you what we could learn.
Texas had a constructed one this weekend too.
Yeah, and we had one in Whitby today. Here's what I can tell you about the one that Tom went to for sure. Tom, if you make a bet with him, will win.
What did he play? I don't even know what he played.
He played the Witch Queen, Eddie Guerrero, and other stuff. Specifically because in our WhatsApp chat, we were talking...
Giving her all the movement powers from WWE?
Yes. And we were like, Tom was like, I don't know, what figure should I use? And Devin put in Witch Queen, and like around the same time I sent an Eddie Guerrero gift to the chat. And I think Tom just put one and one together.
Perfect.
Like, this is perfect. Right here. Done. Viva la raza!
I had a 300 build that I was working on with her from Mjolnir, so she can have charge, flurry, slingshot, sidestep, nimble.
Like, it's absolutely bonkers. So, step one, don't bet Tom, because Tom will win.
Good to know. Good to know.
Or don't challenge Tom, because Tom will just he'll take that challenge and run with it. Aside from that, the Hellfire Club is running rampant out there. Like, not like demolishing the game at every step, but they are a potent force to deal with. Be ready to deal with it. The double Jason Wingard, Jean Grey, the Dark Phoenix combination of figures. I don't know, and there's like ID cards and some sideline that has bystanders as well. Like, this combination is out there, and it shocks me to describe it because it's like a car payment.
Jason is so good. Like, Jason Wingard is stupid good.
People got to start using his last name when they describe him, because like, I'm not that good at the Wingard.
I'll call him Mastermind from
there. We go, perfect. Call him Mastermind. That's his name. But yeah, that is a very frequent occurrence, or a frequently occurring thing. The other thing that, and I know me, Mike, and Jay were definitely complaining about this on the train home. There is a massive problem with the game flow right now as far as it being the game of HeroClix. Because the current game flow is, I use my ID card to shoot a thing on your team, and I poof that guy off the board so that you don't colossal retaliate me. And it's back and forth like this until...
everybody's out of ID cards?
Until we're finally playing HeroClix.
Yeah.
So... a big takeaway from that is this is not your standard game of HeroClix. The current metagame right now, you have to be ready to deal with some of the stuff. Now, granted, there are ways already of not getting retaliated on that doesn't necessarily involve ID cards, looking at you shifting focus. Because when you shift to the new character, that new character didn't attack. That's a new character.
And mind control. It's what makes Jason so good.
Yeah. Because mind control doesn't do damage.
Also, mind control is the most inherently fun power to use in the entire game.
Out beyond a shadow of doubt. Like, it's the most fun to do well with. It is the worst power at the other side of the table. It's like, oh God, I wanted to use my figures. Yeah. Why are you playing with my stuff?
Oh no, I could mess with the character I mind controlled. Looks like he's dead.
Yeah. Ah, shucks.
I think the biggest takeaway from the constructed WKOs this weekend, though, are that they don't mean anything, because next week it's all going to be different.
Yeah, because that's the thing. This week's WKOs is the last week without Captain America being legal.
Yeah, and Captain America is going to blow it open.
It's gonna crush the metagame wide open. There's gonna be a whole lot more teams that we can come up with the stuff in Captain America for sure. But there is still that element of ID card, Colossal Retaliator. You know, so
fact.
It's not gone, but there are new tools with which to add to those things and new tools with which to play with just in general. So don't give up, but do be ready if you're playing in the higher level competitive play to just do this stupid stuff right now or find a way around it. The problem is there's not as many ways around it as you would like there to be. Yeah, that's my big takeaway from WKOs this past week, and because it's again the last non-Captain America meta. So, I still, you know what, to kind of before I open back to Dave, I had a lot of fun finally getting back into I haven't played in a tournament setting since Pauper States. Aside, I've been playing at Dolly's on the buy, which only occurs when we have an odd number of players show up. So overall, I've been playing the game very casually lately. I haven't been playing a very hardcore game of HeroClix, so I had a lot of fun being back in the game. And it's good to feel like I'm back in the game. So that's my last takeaway. It's like I'm still having fun playing HeroClix. All right, Dave.
Just mentioning another Pog team. Staggeron, Sharon Carter, and the original EarthX Captain America. So he has +1 on leadership, and every Pog loses its token.
Huh.
If he succeeds.
So Stegron, and who?
Sharon Carter.
Yep.
And EarthX Captain America, not the actual EarthX, the first one, the Conix.
Yes, okay, the one that can leadership an entire table of bystanders. I've come up with a question. Yeah, I've tried to cool a lot of things with that in the past, because it's something you can do. Zero, when you're adding up to zero doesn't add up very fast to 150. So. And I do like that. I just wish the dinosaurs had better stats sometimes, because even though they add to your mass number of attacks, they're great as far as attackers are concerned, just for number of attacks. Their stats are just, with the exception of the Tyrannosaurus, are hot garbage. And I really want to be able to hit with them so often. But they're great teams for trouble alerts.
At least the Stegosaurus has mystics.
Yeah.
There's got to be a better use of the points than Stegron.
I'm feeling attacked here.
I like Stegron. I think he's cool. I love the Mystic Dinosaur, but he's just so expensive. And like you said, the dinosaurs just have such crap stats.
Yeah.
They have the Brontosaurus is a 4 move with side step.
Yeah,
he has Impervious. That's kind of cool.
The Brontosaurus does have Quake too. Don't forget that. I mean,
how you deal with other Pog teams?
How do I feel about Pog teams? How do you?
No, that's how you deal with other Pog teams.
Yeah.
You have the Stegosaurus, just Quake them with his giant reach.
As we know, that Brontosaurus can be a surprisingly good figure in a battle royal,
or at least for a Royal Rumble, that's for sure.
Well, battle royals. If you pull Stegron, you're generally pretty okay because your Pogs just don't score points.
Yeah. And they do so much more than that. So
yeah. I do like Sharon Carter coming into the new meta though, because man, her and Peggy are both very good.
Yeah, she's gonna be a lot of fun in leadership and perplex. And perplex, it gives outwit to guys with shield. Ooh.
Yeah. And you put her with a Steve Rogers or Captain America, you get +1 to your leadership rolls.
Do you know what I learned today? That the Taskmaster has the shield team ability or keyword.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. This character is not great.
not the best Taskmaster we've
got. Not the one I would choose over other ones. But he's a lot of fun. He's really good in sealed, that's for sure. And yeah, he had the shield team ability. So Sharon Carter was perplexing his already massive attack and giving him outwit in a battle royale I played. It didn't help that I couldn't hit worth garbage anyway. I needed fives and I missed multiple times with Flurry. It was embarrassing. So, but that's just typical Jason. I miss everything that I need to hit. So, it became quite the joke where my turns were really quick because I was just missing attacks and all I could do was make attacks. So, cool, good times. Love battle royale sometimes.
That was like my one round at my sealed release event yesterday, where my opponent's rolling on 20-21 defenses the whole game with shape change on everybody.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. Somebody would always tell me, like, "Oh, you should do this to add to your team. It'll give you a 21 defense." What? So my opponent can hit me?
In 300 modern, high defenses don't mean anything anymore.
They mean nothing. I got a 21 defense. Cool. I got a 14 attack, so I'm hitting on averages.
Thanos gets away with it because he has other things to back up his high defenses.
Yeah. Yeah, Thanos. I don't want to talk about him today. Oh man, I had the worst moment in my life today, and it was bad time. It was nothing on my opponent. It was everything on the clock.
Oh, did you play against an Ultra Chase Thanos?
I played against an Ultra Chase Thanos, and I had him dead to rights. I had him, and I literally needed 37 more seconds.
It's a very specific number of seconds.
I picked up the Storm to call in. I was about to put the Storm on the board. Time! I threw my dice at the table. I was so angry. I had the biggest tantrum about that. I was like, Apologize to opponents. Like, not your fault, man. I got beat by the clock. You got me. What can I do?
You're like, Colin Storm running shot. Let's go.
I also played that Ultra Chase Thanos.
Yeah.
I hit him with a coup de grace. I missed every follow-up.
That was the other thing. I hit him with a pulse wave from the Storm to call in. Got 5 damage off on him. Cool. Let's follow up with a Wendigo. Wendigo's like, I don't want to hit him. You were the only person my Wendigo wanted to hit today, Dave.
Oh yeah, and boy did it want it.
I feel so bad because I most of that game was played by 30 points of my team.
Yep.
I feel bad.
Wendigo.
Did I kill one of the Wendigo? And
You killed one of the Wendigo with the coup de grace, and you killed the Tri-Sentinel. But it all started with the Iceman attack. I like to call it the little dink, because he's got a huge. The reason I was using the 100-point Iceman protocol is like he's got a huge attack. I come in, it's like, oh, you're invincible. Cool, take 1. All right, I'm out of here. Have you met my friend Wendigo?
Plus, just 100-point Iceman just destroys opponent Wendigos.
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, it was. I'm
really glad you played that team, Jason.
I'm glad you pointed it out to me because it was so close to my Black Adam team. I was like, let's just Black Adam with the Undertaker and Wendigos. I'm in. I have 2 Wendigos. And I got to show you the new sideboard when
for sure.
Because that was like I made some last minute tweaks that's like, oh, this and then this and then, because I had Harley Quinn at one point and I was like, Storm does what she does but better.
True.
So, and with more options I found. But anyway, I digress. I digress away from stats.
Going into Captain America and the Avengers.
Yeah.
With the rise of Vulture Shield, do they need to revert the ruling on activating actions without targets?
Dude, they need to. Okay, this came up
because now Vulture can equip without tokening.
Oh God.
Thanks to common Phil Coulson from Captain Marvel Gravity Feed.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that.
Because you can call in a TK, destroy your own octopus arms, and equip them to Vulture.
They got to go back on that. Yeah, they really got to backtrack that after Resolution's action because an action never took place. You can't resolve something that never took place. You got either that or they have to kind of reword costing on actions. Where it's like free before the colon, free, comma, and if there's a valid target, and I'm using that in square brackets, like just fill in this other requirement, then put the colon. And I think that's kind of where we have to move to.
We were having a conversation about it as well, that like you shouldn't be able to activate an action. Like they need to institute this. You can't activate an action if you cannot fully complete the action.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know the hard part for that is like you have to read through the whole action and, like for instance, you could running shot but not shoot, right? You could charge and not attack. And
you could flying leap just to get away from somebody.
These are all things you can kind of do right now. I personally don't have a problem with that per se. But then, of course, by not having a problem with that, then I can't have a problem with this other ruling, right? So, and you know, it's really hard to kind of take in and understand where they were coming from when they made that ruling. But at the same time, it's like it's also I understand why they came up with it too, and or why they came to that conclusion. And this is design and rules reading. And these two guys are apparently two different people. Whereas this guy should be telling this guy what's up. And I don't know. I feel like this guy over here, this hand is the designer, this hand is the guy who interprets the rules, the judge, as it were. We'll call it the judge level because that's the highest level of judge. Basically, is what I would consider the win, right? And this guy here should be having a significant say in regards to this. Now, if he is saying that, can we get a new guy? Because
it all stems from that original Tri-Sentinel Cosmic Black Panther ruling. And they should have just said he can't activate the Retau if he can't have a target.
Yeah. So it's they got to make a decision as to what direction they want to go, and they also have to start paying attention to this and just kind of at this point they're going to be forced to add to the after resolutions, then say like after a resolution in which this character was placed and made an attack. Like I think that's the safest way to fix it from the future.
Well, that and the placing rule, you can be placed, but you're not being placed for the purpose of being placed.
Wait, what?
Like you could call in, say, Blue Phoenix, and she can still.
Well, because placing from outside the game isn't placing.
Yeah,
You're just putting them on the map.
That's in one of the rule books, either the extended rule book or the standard rule book. They specified that one specifically.
Yeah,
A place
I
on
understand
the
that.
side of the game is not
that
a
one
place.
makes complete sense to me.
Yeah,
Okay.
like
They couldn't come up with a different term.
Yeah, that's. I understand they need to come up with a different term for one of those, where it's like, sideline enter or something like that instead of place. I'm spitballing off the top of my head. I'm also very hungry, so any ideas that I'm trying to come up with are not fueled by food.
I cannot call in Cheetos.
Oh my goodness. All right. So we're gonna move to Mike again, and in the meantime, I'm gonna turn off the camera and go like drink and snack hunting. I can still hear you though, Mike.
Alrighty, so I just want to keep in mind that the next couple of questions here is going to revolve around this guy, the
That
new
is my
surprise to
favorite
my
sculpt from
collection
the new set.
anyway. Look at that, look at that beautiful.
Did
I
you
pulled-
get
I
to?
brought a
I pulled one last night.
Yeah.
It's my favorite sculpt from the new set.
okay, and I really like the Cosmic and Mystics ability on there as well. So I want you to, because I really enjoy asking you, Jason, these questions as far as the power rankings and stuff like that. I've got a number of questions here that asking you to power rank certain things in order, which in your opinion. So, Jason, if you other guys want to help out, I appreciate it. Rank these in power. Power rank them. So we have the Doctor Strange, the newest captain from the newest set here. Captain, the Avengers, Black Panther, and thing. The Civil War. LE and the Avengers Defenders switch clicks.
Power rank them? All right.
Yes.
Civil War.
The ADW one's the shifting focus one, right?
Yeah. So I got a place for the Civil War one. I was not a fan of that one. Let's see. I put him at my bottom tier. You said Secret Wars Battle World, Civil War, and this new one, right?
No, Avengers, Black Panther, Illuminati, the super rare that comes with the Soul Gem.
Oh, the one that comes with the Soul Gem.
The one that the sculpt, the character's really bad, but the gem is really good.
I put him above Civil War at least because he came with the gem, so he's got some function. no matter how much I tried to make his prime work.
I definitely got to put the new Chase at the top.
Yes, I think the new Chase is top tier of them all, for sure. And then the other two, because we're only talking about those three. Oh, and and I put the shifting focus. Like the shifting focus, it's weird because it's such a tier that you have to understand how it works, and also have to limit yourself in your expectations. So like you have possession of 3 different characters that you can use with a single focus and singularly use them in their manner. So one is carrying and defending, if I remember correctly. The other one is shooting, and I've got to remember what was there 2 or 3 of that one?
I do recall there being 3 of them. There was like a defensive one that gave like defend, and then there's the shooting one. And
They all worked.
I guess the
defenders'
one
team abilities, didn't they?
Yeah, what? But I remember one of them carried multiple characters. Yeah, so there's the common one which carried, there was the uncommon one which defended, and then there was the rare one which shooted.
Yeah.
Shooted. And that had like Psychic Blast. And honestly, I feel like there's so much functionality in the defensive tier of it, but he was also the shooty one. Was also all 3 of them made your team better in the end, because the shooty one has the empower and enhancement, as well. He also increased attack value. Like that. Empower and enhancement would be so much better if they just added attack as well. I gotta say that, or if it just came with perplex. It would be such. Yeah. So yeah, I think both of those would fall under second under the new Chase, solely on the fact that not because they are better as figures on their own, but they're better at making your team better. And they're only 50 points. The other 2 are such huge investments for glass level glass cannons. They're their jaws shatter if like you sneeze near them. So
that's probably the best part about the new Chase, Doctor Strange, is he's only 75 points.
Yeah, he's super cheap. He's only 25 points more than the other ones. Well, I gotta put him a step above because he's for 25 more points. I get all of them kind of in one package.
Yeah,
with the Power Cosmic as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the other thing those other ones lack is, I think not very many Doctor Stranges do get willpower, with the exception of maybe the Avengers.
The D20 Strange does.
Yeah, but are we talking about him?
No. I don't think any of the other ones on the list have it.
None of the other ones that we're trying to power rank here. Yeah, I don't.
So he's at the top just because he has willpower.
I think of all the Doctor Stranges that have existed, the only one I haven't actively tried to like track down has been that Civil War one. Guys, I was so like not impressed by him in general. I just looked at him like, what the hell is this? Oh,
the fear itself, Doctor Strange is still probably one of my favorites.
Oh, beyond a shadow of doubt. He was great. I wish I didn't pull him until like the second last month of Fear itself. By then I was way out of the running for the that was when they still ran like the serpent was the big prize for the last month.
Yeah.
What is?
Congrats on the Doctor Strange pool. I love that sculpt so much.
So good. Yeah, I got it from the owner of Dolly's in a trade for an Absorbing Man. He's a really big Masters of Evil fan. He really wanted to collect all the Masters of Evil in the set. So
nice.
Yeah, I scored big on that one. He's really enthusiastic about the game. I really hope we can get a lot of good things done with him. He's been a great help for sure. I was really excited to see 10 people show up for our release sealed this past Saturday on a weird day too, because we usually run our events on Sunday. Can't complain. All right, Dave.
Well, first, I will post my theoretical Doctor Strange build, because I don't have one. I will post it in Patreon Hangouts, just so you can see the meanness that it's designed to do. I think I've got the wrong giant girl in there, though.
Okay, so this is the 2 Hulk starters. Frogulnir! Got it. Doctor Strange, Angel ID card, Captain America Resilient, and Storm Wolverine. And is that 2 of the Fast Force Giant Girls, or did you want the other
I
one?
think I meant the other one.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
It's subtle. Anything when you get like the Hulk, you kind of look at it and go, I don't get it. What does it do?
I mean, you definitely want one of the Fast Forces Giant Girls. Because that'll allow you to equip for Gilnir.
Yeah, because she's got sidestep.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Yeah. So
That was why.
Yeah. So one in one is not a bad choice either.
Yeah.
That's generally my go-to standard is 1 and 1.
Mm-hmm. And
what's the inspiration on the Angel ID? Is it charge?
Angel was, I think it's like combat reflexes or energy shield or something. Not that. Oh, come on, why did you give me Michelangelo when I asked for that?
Always happens. Yep.
Energy shield. Yep.
Okay.
I mean, the IDs are still flexible, obviously.
Oh yeah, IDs are like. It was like I was telling like Azareth there. I was flip flopping a bunch of IDs at the very right down to like last night. It was when I had to make a final decision on one of them. It's also when I found out I didn't have either a Magneto ID card or wanted poster, or somebody stole them. And by stole them, I mean I loaned them to them and they didn't give them back, which is very often the possibility because I have no idea where my stuff goes sometimes.
Rough.
Yeah, when you are the library of HeroClix, you got to kind of start. I'm going to start getting library cards for everybody.
Keep a Rolodex.
Yeah, keep a notepad.
I like the team in theory.
Yeah, I like we got way off topic as I do. It's a very good. I like the theory. Doctor Strange, of course, adding prop to it is it is what it is. Adding the +2 movement on the Hulks too, as well as phasing. Oh, phasing Hulks. I'm just imagining the reality of that. He just came through a wall, and not the hard way that the Hulk usually does.
I'd like to see there be a way to get exospecs on the team for the other Hulk.
I've tried it, and I just find it slows the team down a lot.
That's fair.
And I'm trying to get those 4 attacks off. Obviously, 2 of them require breakaway, and sadly, leap climb does not add to breakaway naturally unless you're using it.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
Speaking of exospecs, funniest words I said today: The Undertaker will choose hypersonic.
So the first time I played that team, Caleb was very surprised when I went, I'm going to choose charge with the exospecs, charge tombstone.
Yes! Oh, I love it. Charge tombstone. Wait, what? Yeah, you heard me.
Yeah, 14-7. Let's go.
Yeah, I had some pretty high attacks that missed too with the I think I hit 1 tombstone all day and it was on a Thanos. So the imagery on that was beautiful.
But yeah, I mean, I like the team. The Hulks are always going to be really good unless they get shot for 3 and die.
Yeah.
I like Captain America. I just wish his KO penalty wasn't so strict.
That is true. I'd have to break theme to put Korath on in his place.
Yeah. Well, if you go Korath, your build kind of shifts a lot more.
Yeah.
Because you generally you could do for Gilnir, but I like doing instead Wasp part of the Avengers, because then you make Hulk colossal, and then he can carry around Korath and has auto breakaway from standard characters.
Yeah, I just want to do something different than that build.
Oh yeah, for sure. If you go Korath, your build's gonna shift.
Yeah.
It's so funny. There's so many combinations that came out of the Captain Marvel set, and I feel like I really missed out because I got none of that set.
I bought 1 gravity feed. I pulled the chase that I wanted, and I'm like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
I got I think by the time I got to the store, that I got 2 boosters from a case where the chase was already gone, and I bought or traded for Korath.
Wow. Yeah, also when it comes down to, I don't think Korath is a strategy I would go with. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's only if you run Wasp where you can have Hulk Colossal carry him.
Yeah. Okay, Mike.
Alrighty, so now since we're, I guess, in the mood to or in the section of the podcast tonight, talking about the bless my team ideas. So how about this? And this week we were doing the Valentine's Day themed type of fun situations. Next week, I want to talk to you guys about and maybe get some ideas about the regular Thursday night. I think this is really, really good idea. It's a different take on the Valentine's Day theme, whereas in you have to build a team where you have to have arch enemies on the same team. Like if you have Superman, you also have to include a Lex Luthor or maybe something other appropriate or something like that. And I've been coming up with kind of like inspiration with some of those teams. And so having this, I said that the Doctor Strange in mind, and I kind of want to play around with this. And the Baron Mordo just came out. So we have what do you think of this? Now
the OP kit Mordo, right?
The OP, exactly. Thank you very much for helping me out with that. But the Doctor Strange, maybe a Cleo and a Baron Mordo, and have a Mystics team out of that. Is that something pretty stupid, or is that and I was thinking maybe either running that, maybe like a Spider-Man, something like that. If I were to start with a Spider-Man, what would you recommend complementing him with most? Like, would it be? Would you go look towards a Green Goblin, or would I go toward a Doc Ock on my team, or is there maybe play around with that kind of an idea? Like, so if I'm going to start a team, I have Spider-Man on it, and I have to have his arch villain on the team as well. Or should I go, if I really, really want to use this a lot more, what do I do with it?
I mean, ultimately, that's
and
up
I
to
think
you.
I just killed the
I like the idea with the Baron Mordo, Doctor Strange. I'm not sold on Clea, but I like that Baron Mordo can carry the new Doctor Strange, because the Doctor Strange doesn't fly.
Oh,
So he can be carried by Mordo when Mordo running shots. He can just always carry your prob defend up to a 19. Is super solid, and he can carry Strange into stealth so that Strange can block Mordo because reasons.
Yeah, it would have been one of my go-tos for sure, because I like those little weird magician dudes. But
instead of Clea, I'd probably run like the Raven from Rebirth.
if we're trying to keep with the arch enemy thing, because Clea is kind of in that Doctor Strange realm of things.
True.
I wonder if there's no, I'm not gonna like. I like Mike's idea as a team as itself. I would kind of also muse about, when you're talking about the Spider-Man, where would I go with that? I'd lean towards a Green Goblin myself, because I feel like he's more arch enemy than Venom is. Because Venom just hates him and then eventually starts to get along with him. Green Goblin is Harry or Norman has never really gotten along with Spider-Man. So unless I'm wrong, don't quote me on that. I am bad with Spider-Man. So
I don't think there were many times where they actually teamed up.
No, but I know there was a Green Goblin that was like a reporter, but not Norman. That was a good guy or some thing.
If you have access to the super rare Green Goblin from Earth X,
oh yeah,
definitely use that one.
Yeah.
You could even go another step further and then also use President Osborn, so that you get like both versions of Norman Osborn
Yeah.
on the team.
You get sneaky, conniving, behind the scenes Norman Osborn, and you get Green Goblin, and of course the sneaky one can just make your guys so much better.
And then you could put like Black Cat or somebody like along with Spider-Man, so that you kind of have like the 2-2, for some reason teaming up with Norman
Yeah.
for reasons. Or do a Venom with Spider-Man again, and then the Green Goblins is like your arch enemy.
Mm-hmm. Or Carnage works on there as both of them.
Carnage would also work as a villain, yeah.
Three-way arch enemy of Venom, Spider-Man, Carnage, because Carnage does not get along with Venom. Venom does get along with Spider-Man. Spider-Man does get along with Carnage. It's a circle of hate.
Oh, you could do Spider-Man, Carnage, Anti-Venom.
Ooh, yeah. I like the way you think.
I like that prime.
Get that circle of hate, the full circle. There's also my instinctive direction would be the Hulk and the Leader, and like that's the
Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah, like you get the true counterpoint of each other, where it's like you actually get, because leaders usually have like outwit and mind control, and then you have Hulk. We know what Hulk does. Hulk, are you there? Now you're not. No, you're still there. That's what the Hulk does, right? And the leader kind of plays with your mind and everything. So, like, the leader really compliments the Hulk, or convinces you to come over here so that the Hulk can do his punching again.
Yep. The Hulk in pants. That's a good arch enemy.
The Hulk in pants. You know what? Now I want a Plastic Man that is just because they're doing that multi-shaped Plastic Man. I want a pair of pants.
Is Roddy Piper in the next set? Because I'd love to see Roddy Piper.
No, unfortunately not.
They already listed all the next wave of WWE. I know we speculated on what they're gonna do on the Metal Lab, but yeah, Roddy Piper was not one of them.
So once that was released, actually, when Xavier Woods was playing WWE with Tyler Breeze, I tweeted to Xavier Woods because he was at MagFest last year. I'm like, HeroClix match. If you go to next time you go to MagFest, let's go. You and me. He did not respond.
He didn't respond to me either. I gave him like a whole hey, we have a YouTube channel too. Would you like to talk to us and do
But now that he's going to be in the game, I want to beat him
in town for SummerSlam. So
now that he's in the game, I want to call him out and I'll beat him with Big E. I'm playing Big E all the time.
I'm painting a bow tie on my Big E too.
Yes.
I love their podcast. It's so good.
I'm really interested to see what Bret Hart does. I hope they do him well.
On the subject of wrestlers, Undertaker and Kane, arch enemies.
Oh yeah, Triple H and everybody else.
Triple H and the entire roster of what was it, 2008?
You could go Charlotte Asuka. I'd argue that.
Yeah.
For sure. Oh man, wait till we get Becky and Bayley. Oh, you're gonna be able to do so much fun with that.
Oh man, there's gonna be so many good. Oh, yeah, there's so many just in WWE alone. Sasha Banks and Charlotte did the Hell in a Cell match.
Yep.
We don't have Hulk Hogan yet. But, if you add a little gloss to your Macho Man, Andre the Giant wasn't a fan of Macho Man and his baby oil.
True. If we ever get Kevin Nash, you'd do Kevin Nash and Eddie Guerrero, because apparently Kevin Nash thought Eddie Guerrero was a vanilla midget.
Yep. Or a JBL.
Yeah. God, we don't remember those times.
Or, you know what we need? We need a Rock versus Stone Cold Stunner.
There's one too, The Rock and Triple H.
Yeah, The Rock and Triple H.
The Nation versus DX.
Yep.
I'm still waiting for the Hurricane.
That's the true superhero we need. I said that a while ago.
We've been saying it for a while on the Metal Lab too, where it's like the Hurricane needs to happen. I feel like if anything should be a con exclusive, it should be the Hurricane, Rosie,
and Biker
and
Undertaker.
Mighty Molly.
And Biker Undertaker.
Yeah. And I think Hollywood Hulk Hogan I suggested as well. Like there, we got 3 solid.
Yeah, what if they just did like the Gamma Charged box set that we had? But what if you get multiples of them and they're just stables? So like NWO, the Hurricane, the superheroes, 3-minute warning,
Yeah.
I'd be okay with
Right
that.
to censor.
Please no.
Hey man, if I'm getting a Val Venus, I'll take that.
The good father. God.
Yeah, we can go
Hello,
next.
ladies.
So I can get that Michael Tarver figure I've always wanted.
Hey, you know what? Even we could just go all 3 different versions of Molly Holly.
Hmm?
You know, because you get the superhero one, you get the right to censor. No, she wasn't. Was she?
No, Victoria was in right to
Victoria
censor.
was right to censor. My bad.
Ivory, I
Oh,
thought.
I'm sorry, Ivory. It was Ivory.
Ivory, yeah. The girl from Glow.
Yeah.
Like from the actual Glow, not the show Glow.
Well, you have Mighty Molly, you have Molly Holly, and then you have Molly Holly, who for some reason was interested in Spike Dudley.
The Attitude Era was good and bad at the same time.
Yeah, there were weird times.
It's just,
I missed it.
Oh man, you missed some fun. Let me tell you, because here's the beauty of the Attitude Era. Mae Young just gave birth to a hand. What? Wait, what did Stone Cold just do?
What did they do to Val Venus's member?
Yeah, choppy.
Choppy, your pee. Oh my god.
Saved by the lights going out and John Wayne Bobbitt.
Yup. Yeah. The great thing about the Attitude Era was the storylines are actually really good. Everything else was really weird.
Yeah. The story, like, getting there was fine. It was a lot of fun. But, man, when it was weird, when Vince McMahon wasn't listening to Vince Russo's actual words on the mid-card, he probably should have perked up a little, like, hold on a second, what? What did you say? Give birth to a hand. I love it.
We're going to have Bubba Ray Dudley powerbomb a 90-year-old woman off the stage.
Oh, she was really mad because he protected her.
Mae Young was such a beast in her old age. Yeah. Oh my, she deserves the Mae Young Classic to be named after her, man. The bumps she took at like 88 or whatever, however old she was when she came back. Holy hell.
While we're on the topic of wrestlers and WWE figures, do you think they ever give China a Hero Clix?
Maybe.
I hope they're asking.
I really, really hope that they do.
I would love a Hall of Fame wave.
Yes.
And just put DX as the Hall of Fame portion of like all of them. I would really appreciate that.
Yeah, I agree.
The big hope though is that they manage to sell, like, because I don't know how the sales are. I don't have figures. I don't have the numbers. But
apparently, we got an email for our store from WizKids that said we were one of the highest selling WWE figure stores, and we got that 3-month for free WWE Network card.
Nice. I'm jealous because that wouldn't work in Canada.
Yeah, I won it at the next week's tournament.
Nice. Attaboy. Yeah, I think Glass Cabinet was giving one of those away.
Yep.
And then I looked into it, I was like, oh, there's no way I'd be able to use that in Canada because I don't have a cable subscription. That doesn't work that way here in Canada. It's the worst. You have to have a cable subscription to have the WWE Network.
That's weird.
We have to. I've found my way around it.
Well, we don't want to give away your secrets.
But still, I would pay. Just don't make me have cable.
Yeah, I pay for it. Oh, actually, and now that with the Royal Rumble happened, I can't wait for an Edge Hero Click. Man.
Oh man, you should have heard me lose it. Amber went to bed, and I woke her up, and I was like, Edge, baby, Edge.
And then his first spear, they cut to the crowd.
Oh God damn it, Kevin Dunn.
Okay, I fell asleep before that.
The emotion on his face, he was trying so hard not to cry.
They love me. One of my favorite internet things going around was there's a Scottish guy in the crowd, and he tweeted his reaction. He thought it was gonna be like Seth Rollins, like number 16. Oh, I'm batting it down, and then you think you know me, his face is. And he's running back to the front. He's like, "Oh my God, it's Edge! It's bloody Edge!"
Man, and then they had him come back on Raw, and they had Randy Orton concerto him.
Yep.
I did not think that they would do an unprotected headshot.
Well, it's Randy Orton, so he's protected.
True. True.
All right, we're on a wrestling podcast all of a sudden.
The sculpt for Randy Orton is not right, by the way. His hand is not in his pants.
Oh, the Randy Orton sculpt is terrible. Who is that?
What, are you big leaguing me now? How do you know his hands were in his pants earlier when you pick it up by the hands? You're not gonna hold its hands?
No, I won't. I'm not touching any Randy
so you're
Orton.
big leaguing it now, eh?
Not touching any Randy Orton figure's hands.
I'm rubbing the trunks. In fact, I'm making a video. One of the first things we're gonna do, I'm gonna tweet. I'm gonna rub the crotch and try to shake somebody's hand.
Right.
I want to get that. I think Tom would get the joke, so I'm gonna do it to him. I wonder if he's watching. Hi, Tom. All right, I think it's Dave next. We tangented away from arch enemies pretty far.
My bad.
I'm so hungry.
Oh man.
Oh, I think I'm gonna order a Panzerotti for tonight now. I'm not getting my goddamn chicken and waffles, that's for sure.
That's unfortunate.
Dave,
Yeah, that's a bad deal for you right there. Oh, do I have any more questions? I'm not gonna just toss another build in there. What's the best Super Friend on a reasonable budget to buy?
I'm glad you specified. I didn't just blurt out Firestorm.
I was gonna say I almost said Firestorm's on a reasonable budget. Shit.
I've got.
I would
Robin,
say
Adam,
price,
and
right?
Flash or Wonder Woman.
What's that?
I would say Flash or Wonder Woman.
Yeah, because Flash kind of covers the same base that Firestorm does right out of the gates with the prob. And Wonder Woman, her effect is just so good if it goes off well enough, you know? So either of those two, I think Wonder Woman dropped in price. I might be wrong. Those two are probably the best on a budget that aren't named Firestorm.
Or Batman. I would throw Batman in there too.
Batman's good. Some of them are a little bit more like Green Lantern's good, but if you have a range team, you know what I mean?
Also, Robin's just not terrible.
And I think Aquaman is underrated.
It's a funny way to say that.
He makes 3 dudes that have close combat attacks, and he has empower. And I have killed people with the Aquaman multiple times.
No, I want to change my answer. Apache Chief.
You know what? Apache Chief did win, or
Apache
did
Chief,
like top 16,
top 8 at Worlds.
Yeah, with a giant reach of 16 or something was his goal. I was like,
yeah,
you did.
We're just quaking the whole map, boys.
I thought that guy was trolling me in my chat. Him and Tyler Spees have been trolling me for years, for like weeks. He's like, what about Apache Chief getting like a 16 giant reach? Like, if you can pull it off, do it. Whatever.
Oh, it turns out Green Lanterns have barriers.
And then Tyler Speed's like, hey, what about whales in your monster team? And I was like, no whales. Come on. Carnage is the way to go. And it's like, who's that winner? He's using that son of a bitch. Damn it. He got me. He got me good, Bobby.
But yeah, I would say basically any of them that aren't Firestorm.
Yeah. Okay.
Robin would be your most universally good one because of Perplex, and he's not that expensive.
The Atom,
well, and the whole I'm coming back thing.
Yeah.
The Atom just doesn't fall under your radar. I think you can pick him up for like $10, right?
I sold mine for 15.
What's that?
I sold mine for 15 when I won it at States.
There you go. So, not exactly sought after. Okay. I think unless Azrath has something, we're going back to Mike.
Nope.
Okay, cool. Mike, it's you.
Alrighty, so
I didn't say
what else can I ask you? Okay, listen closely. All right, listen closely. All right, I want you to power rank these Hulks in order of, I guess, strength or like. All right, so the choice of the new Immortal Hulk, the 2x2 Hulk, what I'm going to call the Hulk tank.
Yep.
That
would be the one from Avengers.
Yeah, the one.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, one is swinging the
colossal Hulk.
The tank. Yeah, all right. The Hulk that makes the banner Pog.
Super rare from Earth.
And the Hulk. Alrighty. And the Hulk shield armor.
Oh, that one. Okay. So we got the problem of 4 of game design has figured out how to make the Hulks. And I've just been tasked with a very tough job. But where I would put it, I love the Earth X one. Don't get me wrong. Do not misinterpret what I'm about to say. But I kind of put him on the bottom of this list.
That's where I would put him as well.
Yeah. Then above him, I would put the Shield Hulk. He's good, but he has his limitations. And now I got the hardest job. I got to pick between the Immortal Hulk and what was the other one? It was the
Colossal Hulk.
The Colossal Hulk. And I like the Colossal Hulk a lot, but I don't think he's on the level. Like, he is not on Immortal Hulk's level as far as that's concerned.
I would concur.
What's that?
I would concur.
Yeah. Like, and this is the thing. This was ranking the Pixar movies before The Good Dinosaur came out. Like, these are 4 really good figures as far as Hulk is concerned. So when I say that I'm putting the Earth X one in 4th place, I'm not trashing it. It is such a good figure. And that Hulk with the baseball bat of the thing, like, he's the second Hulk to come out in the post-Quake single target era. Because that had a moving Quake, right? As like an attack power or something like that?
I don't remember.
I'm pulling it up now. I have HC Realms open for just these sorts of things. But the Red Hulk is not the Hulk I'm looking for. I'm looking for the Uncommon Hulk. It is his special attack power. Super Strength, when Hulk is given a move action, after resolutions, destroy all adjacent pieces of blocking terrain. Then he can use Quake at no cost. I like it. He destroys the terrain, and then, poof, if you're there, Hulk is going to Quake you.
So I need to... I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was laughing, so you're good.
I was going to say, can we specify, because this could change how I would rank them. So the 2 Hulks, there's 2 Hulks that have shield and armor. Is it with the hammer or without?
Good question.
Okay, specify.
Is it the one from Mighty
yes,
Thor
it's the one
or
with
from
the armor?
Well, there's 2
Yeah,
with the
it's
armor.
the one with
With the hammer.
So from Mighty Thor.
Yeah.
I would put that one above Colossal Hulk.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. Especially currently, now that I think about it.
Yeah. And he's much better off an ID card. But yeah, I also just love his movement power that he can just make free attacks against big guys.
Yep. All right, let's get this soup. Oh, man, food is my nightmare today. I just didn't want to cook. That's all. I just didn't want to cook. I just wanted chicken and waffles, man. Why couldn't they give them to me? Oh, my goodness. Oh.
Right. Tell me if this works. You play Kobik and the Tank Hulk, and on the first turn you swap the Tank Hulk with the Earth X Hulk. There's no banner token. It says when Bruce is KO'd, you do the damage to Earth X Hulk. Would that never being generated count as being KO'd?
I'd have to rewrite history.
I'm reading Earth X Hulk as well, just to double check on elements of this. There's a lot to unpack here. At the beginning of the game, you generate it. Ooh, that's strict time.
Beginning of the game would happen when he comes onto the map. It's the same way.
I thought they change that wording to starts the game with.
Well, how is
places.
Shazam worded? Because they said when Billy reverts to Shazam, that Shazam gets his trait. Oh yeah, when Shazam starts the game.
Yeah. So, so then
now you
Bruce
don't
never
get
exists.
the benefit of soul tokens instead of action tokens, but you got a pretty tough Hulk that doesn't have his normal weakness.
I mean, he doesn't have. Doesn't get his protected outwit though. And he doesn't have a willpower. It technically would work, but I just don't think it's good. If I'm being straight up honest.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's one of those things like let's scale up the game. We go from a 300-point meta game to like a 500, 600-point game. Then yeah, do it.
You do it the other way around if you wanted to play the Colossal Hulk with the tank, and that way you get the banner for the cost of 1 power action by Kobik.
Yes, that is true.
I don't think
I do believe that.
strategy, but it'd be fun.
It's a 260-point combo, right?
Yes.
It's
So,
still Kobe, though.
265.
is Kobe? Oh yeah, 115.
It's 15 for the cube.
Right. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, it's not bad. It's just it's everything you do with the team with Kobik, then you have 35 points with which to build off of beyond that. Because that's the thing. Kobik is good, but Kobik builds off of bigger things. She calls in with ID cards a lot, and she's a lot of the time she's got Unseen to back her up, or collectors, or other things that are doing a lot of work to go with her.
Yeah.
So
Is the Homo Arachnus Hulk any good?
The Heroes Battle World one? I don't think so.
6 arms to smash? Yeah.
I think it's one of those ones where we laugh at it a lot.
Yeah, it's like the Dr. Octopus out of that set.
Yeah. I mean, like, he's got 6 arms, but he doesn't have flurry. He doesn't have his, like, when Hulk makes a close attack and hits with an attack of 6 or lower, after resolutions you can make a close attack, he can repeat this process. Okay, so, like, you don't get that until the middle of the dial. Did he not have
that was
arms?
my biggest problem. It's the same problem I have with the Iron Fist, is he doesn't start with that power. He's
Yeah.
also not a standard size character, so you can't equip him. He doesn't have protected outwit. He's just, I don't like that Hulk. I like the sculpt.
Mhm.
I just don't like that Hulk.
Yeah, it's pretty as hell, but he's not great. Again, that's one of those figures I would bring to my Sunday night or Sunday afternoon at Dolly's.
Yeah, that's what I do with the Spider Iron Fist, with like the Chase Iron Fist. I'm like, all right, we're running martial artists.
Yeah.
Shang-Chi.
Oh man, I was like, who's the leader of Spider Island? Oh crap, it's
Spider Queen.
what's her name? Spider Queen. Yeah, there's a 350-point pairing. Oh god, this game sometimes, man.
I did play. We had a format where you had to play somebody with top dial mind control or shape change.
Mhm.
So I played Spider Queen, Starro. It's 400 points. Spider Queen, Starro, and Shredder with the Shredder illusion. The plus 20 for the Shredder illusions.
Yep.
Spider Queen has traded Mastermind.
Yep.
So I just after I was on my stop click, I just carried around the Shredder illusion.
Yep.
Like, Mastermind, generate a new Shredder illusion.
Have a bad day. Come
The
on.
fact that the Shredder illusion gets to charge twice, because I charge, push it to death, generate a new one.
Yep. We got a brand new one for you. Oh god, this fucking monitor. I have like the world's biggest first word problem. It's I got a monitor here, and a monitor that keeps turning off over here.
Oh.
Starvation is not a first world problem.
No, starvation is my type of starvation is.
That he specifically wants chicken and waffles.
Oh man, I don't know if you heard the story, but I'll tell you afterwards. It's been a nightmare for me.
I actually should get going.
All right, man. You have yourself a wonderful evening. Thank you very much for being a patron. I love you.
Okay.
I'm also very hungry and drinking.
Are you playing in the Winner map on Tuesday, Dave?
Probably. We'll see how my money goes.
Trying to decide if I want to play.
I'll show you my build later.
Sure.
Yeah.
So glad
Talk
you said
to you all
build.
soon.
All right, Mike.
All right, man.
Floor is yours, sir.
Alrighty, so I still have plenty more to go. I hope I won't keep you too much longer unless we want to go lightning round. So as I'm up here visiting this shop up here and spending time with some of my friends here, I'm listening to a lot of the chatter and the different collectors and all the other players. I want to know. They're talking a lot of. They seem to have fallen in love with this Ultron chase from the Cap set, and that's what they all seem to be want to really get after and everything like that. Are they right? Are they? Do they really? Are they onto something as well? Like should I want this Ultron chase. So that's my question. Like they're all talking about the most that they talk about this new cap set is this Ultron chase, and do I want it?
I mean, it's super appealing and it's super awesome, and I understand the hype to a certain degree, but I also have seen it falter. I have witnessed several sealed Ultrons not do so well.
That's the problem with Ultron and Sealed is
Yeah.
he doesn't cost stealth in a set that half the set has stealth.
Exactly. Like the espionage just rips him apart. He's like, "What am I supposed to do? Everybody's hiding in the grass. I don't know."
He is much better in constructed though. He
Absolutely.
is definitely really, really good.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with 14 attack with energy explosion. I mean, what are you really missing in most of those cases?
Yeah, his biggest downfall is he's protected outwit, or he doesn't have protected outwit.
Yeah.
But at 150 points, his stop clicks are actually spaced far enough apart, like at the perfect length apart that it doesn't actually hurt him too bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Give him the soul gem, chef's kiss. Give him steel energy. Goes with his colossal stamina that he has. Even his 50-point line is good though too. Like he's got 3 lines. His 50-point line is still 11 attack with incapacitate, 3 bolts, and prob, and stealth. Like that's not terrible. A little harder to maneuver around, but also has really good keywords. Robot ruler are really good.
All right, what's the over under on me actually getting this Panzerotti I'm ordering?
I don't know what that is.
A calzone.
At 11 o'clock?
Dude, I ordered my goddamn dinner at 7. And it's been a nightmare. Am I not logged in? Oh, I gotta log in. Piece of crap.
So to answer your question, Mike, if you have the ability to get one, I would recommend it.
Yeah.
But don't break your back for it.
Yeah, don't kill yourself trying to get one. That's for sure. I mean, I would never suggest breaking yourself to get a hero click.
No.
Oh, and Mike's hotel Wi-Fi has finally died on him. Michael, come back.
You can blame it all on me. I'm now officially missing 5 pieces from the set.
I'm missing 3.
Yeah, you're a jerk.
I have not hit a single double super rare. I've only gotten doubles of chases.
I have. I've doubled up on super rares.
Yeah. Like I the only figures I'm missing now are Arno Stark, the super rare Prime War Machine, and Songbird. That's it.
I'm missing the rare Prime because I had to trade it for my Ultron. The Red Skull rare randomly. Punisher War Machine, Blackheath, and Ghost Rider.
Nice.
I've never once considered myself a collector of this game. And then I went and got the Ultra Chase. I'm like, well, now's the day.
I gotta finish it now.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm super close to finishing the set, and it's not even been out a week.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to get those last 3 nailed down before Wednesday, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it. So.
Yeah, Punisher War Machine is gonna be the hard one to get.
Yeah, I mean, the guy that runs Dolly's got it, and I was within my grasp, but another guy picked it up while I'd already spent on other figures that I wanted more. So.
Yeah.
All right,
Probably.
Mike. You only missed tangents, so you're good.
Yeah, thank you. I'm sorry. I meant to unmute myself again, and then I hit the wrong button. I hung up the call.
it's a hard
Oops,
mute.
my bad.
On the plus side, it looks like the video quality is improved.
Oh, okay. Good. Glad to hear it. With that idea in mind about the Ultron talk, would you pair him? I guess this might be in more of an idea with higher build totals. Would you stick a Nimrod with that Ultron there?
Well, it's definitely in the higher builds. I think minimum you're getting 175 for a Nimrod plus 100.
Yeah, you're at 225 with the lowest Ultron.
Yeah, so in the higher build realm, yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, but that Nimrod's just good in general. So
I like other robots with Ultron, like Isaac. The
Yep.
Danger Room constructs, more with Ultron than I would like a Nimrod. I could see it working in like a higher point game for sure.
Yeah. It's just that's two meaty dudes when it comes down to it. Look at all that
True.
beef.
Vince McMahon's dream.
The metal beef.
The big problem with that is that Nimrod is very susceptible to Pulse Wave.
Yeah. Yep.
But what in HeroClix really isn't.
I was gonna
except
say
for
that's
except for Cosmic Black Panther.
like with the exception of characters with a stop click and the Cosmic Black Panther, what isn't gonna have a problem with Pulse Wave?
Aha! Chase Black Panther from Avengers Black Panther the Illuminati. He also can't be Pulse Waved if he's an injury.
That's right. He can't be. And he was winning for a while. I remember that part. That caught me off guard.
I like that Chase.
Yeah. He's really good. He's one of those like that's a good solid figure. I love him for his solidity.
Yep.
Solidity
Cosmic Black
is
Panther was
good.
really good too, and then Kobik came out, and I'm like, well, that character's dead.
Yep. It's been a while. All right. Next up, Mike.
All right. So, another thing that the group of friends up here to this area in central Pennsylvania talk about is also about playing around ideas with the Wakanda keyword. Now with these, I guess, different pieces showing up like that, did the Wakanda? Well, this isn't quite like a power ranking type of thing, but I ask you sometimes in the past like that to power rank these different keywords and stuff like that. So, did Wakanda keyword improve with this new set?
It did improve. I definitely agree.
Azuri is good.
Yeah, Azuri's good. The new Black Panther is pretty good. Wasp is part of Wakanda now.
Blade.
Blade's a Wakandan. Roz Solomon is not a bad Wakandan. Not Wakanda. She's not a bad character with the Wakanda keyword.
Yeah, I like Wakanda a lot. The problem with Wakanda that you run into is you have two very, very, very good prime options, and you don't know which one to pick.
Yeah, so you do get kind of the Sophie's choice of primes for that. And the other thing too is Wakanda isn't exactly what you call a keyword that is particularly good at blocking punches with face. It's not super tough, but then it falls into the mystics category in that sense. It's like mystical characters are glass cannons. These are more glass stabby dudes.
Yeah, and generally like Wakanda's really good at fighting on their own turf, so they don't really move up the map very well.
Yeah. They have a lot of effects, in fact, that kind of require them to be closer to their starting area and get your opponent over there, too.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, Roz Solomon is so good at that with her phasing carry thing. That's so cool.
That's probably my favorite power in HeroClix right now.
Come with me. It's just a shame it's on our last two clicks.
Yoink!
I still will never forget the days going back to Fear itself. Kurth? F that guy.
I was going back to Nightcrawler.
Oh. No, yeah, Nightcrawler was the Bamf. Kurth was, I'm going to walk through some walls and you're coming with me. Wait, what? That was the best imagery on a figure I've ever seen. He's like, I think it was like, can carry opposing characters and can move through walls, and every wall that he breaks through does damage. Oh, it was so good. Oh, it was when it comes to theming on a figure, right there, the double chef's kiss for that. Oh, I want to get an explosion effect for that now. Somebody edit that in. I'm not gonna.
But yeah, to answer your question, Wakanda is definitely a keyword in a good spot.
Yeah, it's still not like tier 1 necessarily yet, but it's been improving set by set.
It has a ton of stat mods, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. All right. What's next, Seth?
Let's see. All right, so I am really enjoying that Steve Rogers and the whoever you want to join Avengers or Shield like that. I've been playing around with some teams. I've posted a couple of I guess fantasy builds like over in the Discord. and I want to know, have you, or what piece would you love to put onto the Avengers with that Steve Rogers?
Oh, you can't just ask a guy
Okay.
that question. It's.
I mean, I could tell you the most common character I've put on a team with that Steve Rogers.
What's that?
Everett K. Ross.
There you go. Welcome to the Avengers. What? That's
He's on
actually a
a-
really good call. The +2 perplex
Mhm.
at no caring for himself. Ooh. I like
Also, you could do Fabian Cortez.
Oh, now you're talking to me. Fabian Cortez, +1 to all your stats, bro.
And leadership.
And enhancement.
Yeah, I've been building a Blade Avengers team that I've been messing around with like stat mods.
Yeah, as soon as Blade becomes legal, I'm going to give Mystical a bit of a break.
Probably not a bad idea. So like the Blade team that I have built also has Star Fox as like a backup attacker,
Ah,
so
crap.
that Blade doesn't have to go off.
I can't give Mystical a break. Dude, the year of doom is coming.
Yes, it is.
Oh god. I'm committing
Oh,
to
Jake,
that.
go
too.
to this tournament, Blade. Playing Blade.
All right, I know what I'm doing first. Hi, Blade. How you doing? Are you dead yet, please?
Oh, you don't have improved targeting because you missed your leadership.
Yeah,
Sounds like I'm stealth.
Hey, man, I'm gonna have a 4-5. Wait, I'm not winning map roll against anybody. You know what? I'm getting leadership exactly the one time I need it.
Yeah, you will.
Because did you see the map?
Yeah, it's really good.
all my characters have to have the Laverian keyword, so all my one doom for.
One doom.
I was telling the guys at WKO, I'm only doing it once, but I am coming to one major tournament with a 300-point Doctor Doom.
And that map.
I'm doing it. I'm win or lose. I'm going to say I did it. I'm going to practice with it. I'm going to try with it. I'm going to do my best with it, but it's still coming regardless of how my practice sessions go.
As far as other characters, I would want to give Avengers a shield. Dario Agger from the new set.
Mm-hmm.
Because I really like his ability to shut off team abilities within 5 squares.
Absolutely. Oh, it's a shame you. Is that Power Cosmic? No, you're outwitted now, buddy.
And he has Mastermind, so you can still kind of protect him a little bit.
Yeah.
Since he's now an Avenger.
I mean, there's a lot of guys that can go with him that you can just give can create bystanders. So.
Yeah. That was the other one that I had. It was making Isaac an Avenger. And then
welcome to the Avengers, Isaac.
And running him with the Earth X Iron Man, so you can pump your theme with giant girls, so you can win map.
There you go. Get all them giant girls. I'm loving these ideas. Yeah, I haven't put as much thought into it as you have, clearly. I've been making jokes like "Welcome to the Avengers, Dr. Claire Finn." Oh,
I mean that's also not a bad idea.
Yeah. I just wish there was a 50-point WWE character who started on Click 1. Welcome to the Avengers, Triple H. Oh,
that's actually still not a bad call on his low point because you still have all the Avengers characters in power. You actually what you do is you run him on the modified Medusa build.
Oh my God, that's the one that what Dave was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm having a day. Welcome to the Avengers, Data.
I like that.
Data. Oh God, I'm gonna say it, but it's not gonna taste good. Trelane. Sorry, guys. It's one of those things that came to mind. I apologize. It just came out of my mouth. I know Mike and I on the Metal Lab have mentioned Mr. Oz a few times.
Mr. Oz is a very obvious one that I like too.
Yep.
Sheriff Strange. Sheriff Strange is another one that's been on my radar.
He doesn't have Avengers, is right.
Nope. So I can do a leadership perplex. His stats are solid at 50 points.
Yeah. And if there's not very many Avengers with Battle World other, but still, like
there are 0.
Yeah. So, well, there's one once you bring him into the Avengers.
Yeah, it's himself though.
What else is there's Batman animated's got to have some stuff, right? Ooh, how many points is the Phantasm? Damn it, Kenji! I'll just just blame Kenji. I know he didn't design the figure; he just asked for the figure, but I'm still blaming him. Welcome to the Avengers, Grey Ghost. I'm at trolling point now, so feel free to stop me. And welcome to the Avengers, Ninja Turtles. Because there's the quarter token ones, right? No.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, what's the next question? before I make himself look
All right.
even dumber.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
last one. Low point firestorm
Haha, nice.
gets you a prop.
Yep, gets you a prob, and if you happen to push somehow,
Get the double perplex.
gets double perplex. As if Avengers don't have enough guys with double perplex.
That was my last one.
All right, Mike.
Yeah, that was my last one too. So
Oh, awesome.
we ran through the
Excellent. Then I can
basic
continue
question.
my journey from my desk to food. I want to thank our patrons for all your wonderful support. It's been awesome. I hope I didn't miss anything in the patron Discord because I should check that every so often. But your support is wonderful. It helps keep the channel going. It helps to get me some money to the guys on the Metal Lab as well, and share in the wealth in that way. If you want to become a patron, check us out at patreon.com/marriedwithclicks. You can join these patron Discord chats as well at the $5 and up. We have started our Roll20 parties this past week. We're going to try to get one in. I can't remember what the date I put on it was, but did I make a... No, I didn't make a mistake. It's the 21st, I believe, is the next one. So, and I have some ideas for that. It's always just silly stuff. For the most part, it could even be just battle royales from packs I've taken pictures of. So that's going to become some of the stuff that we have for planned for that as well. But check us out, patreon.com/marriedwithclicks. Thanks everybody for watching. Thank you guys for joining me. Thanks and entertaining us this evening. Now I will continue my quest for food. Everybody have yourselves a wonderful evening.
Later.